So this is the itsLearning platform. It's our new learning management system that will be our single sign-on communication between parents, teachers, and students. What we're looking at right now is a login for a student. It does say demo right now, but that's not going to show when it's the student login. The students will log into itsLearning with their regular computer username and password, and they're issued that every year. So that's not going to be new. Okay, so the first site or page on their site that they will come to will be the update page. And this is a really important page. It would end up having branding for their particular school. But this is important because it will show any new updates to any of their courses for the week. It will show them follow-up tasks based on what may be overdue or on time, and will also connect with events. So if a teacher has given a deadline for a particular assignment, or maybe they're having a Zoom meeting or parent conferences or something like that, then they would put that in the calendar, and that's going to show up right here on the students page. So this update page is important because this is kind of a combination of all of the students' courses, and just a good place to stop and see what's new since I logged in the last time. There's also notification and messaging up here. So if there's notifications that haven't been viewed yet, there would be a little number 1 similar to an identification when you have a text message on your phone that you haven't opened. So that would be any new notifications. And then the messages here. So this is where pretty much an instant messaging or a text messaging type box could happen. You can send a message, so the student and the parent can message, the parent and the teacher can message, and the teacher and the student can message back and forth. So that's on the update. Right here, when we toggle over to the courses button, this is where you see all of the courses that are assigned to a particular student. So right now, this being a demo, there's 5th grade and 3rd grade courses on here, but you can see that there's a 5th grade math, period 1, there's a science, and there's a social studies. The teachers have the ability to customize the layout and the look of that kind of thing. But it's important to know for each course a student has on his or her schedule, there would be a separate tile for each course. That's important because then when you actually go into one of the courses, which we'll do in just a minute, anything that you're looking at that point is strictly related to that course. So there's overview pages and lesson plans and activities and things like that. Once you go into that course, it's set for that particular segment. Across the top here, you can also navigate to courses. It's just a drop down here as opposed to tiles here. Groups will be something that we'll expand on the more we get used to using the platform. Right now, everyone's tied to the Savannah-Chatham County Public School Group. If we go to that home page, then you'll see that's a public communication page. So our communications office can use this in a similar way to our website, where we can post announcements and things like that. Other reasons why groups would be important: extracurricular activities. So if a student's on the volleyball team, then their coach can create a group that's just for the volleyball team. And so then that becomes their one place to communicate, share information, that type of thing. And as opposed to maybe a Remind 101 text for this class, or Class Dojo for this, or email for this, this is the one place they can go for all of their communication. The calendar is exactly what it says. So anything that has a due date for any of a student's courses will populate here. That would also be true for any groups that they belong to. So you can see here that the 5th grade math has a Monday morning announcement that's going to take place every morning. So that's another way for a student to see, okay, today is August 17th. What do I have on my calendar for today? Right now we're looking at math, but when I click that, math disappears. So I can also look at my calendars where I'm only viewing one course or one group at a time. For people who've used Google Calendar or Outlook Calendar, that's a similar kind of navigation between what you want to see on your calendar and what you don't. You can move over here to day and see one day at a time. You can look at a week, you can look at a month, and you can look at a list view. The support tab is going to be really important for our students and our parents because they will have access to that as well. That's always up in that top purple bar. Parents and students can search for terms if they want to know how to read their dashboard. Then they can search for dashboard and find articles down here that give them a how-to. So this particular one is navigating the parent dashboard, so they're able to see what the screenshots are and a description of the information that they can find on their own dashboard. Students can look for information that way, as can teachers on their end. They also can translate that page by clicking the drop-down menu here to maybe a native language that's more accessible for them. Also on the support, if you don't want to search by topic, then you can come down here and you can talk about the kind of user that you are. So if you're a parent, then you can select that and they'll give you, some updated things, helpful resources, etc. Or if you're a student, and then again, teachers and administrators have access to that as well. So that is the purple bar up here. So I'm going to go back to my home, which again is going to take me to my update or my courses page. And we'll take a minute to go into an actual class. I think I'll go into third grade science. So again, we're in third grade science, so everything that I'm going to see right now is going to be related to that particular course. All of the courses will have these following tabs on the white bar. So right now we're on the overview page, and this is where my science teacher, anything that he or she has changed on our science plans, that will be right here on latest changes, and you can click to that. You can look and see tasks and assignments specific to that course that are active, overdue, that maybe don't have a deadline. So this is just an easy access toggle. And then you can also click on completed and see what things have been completed for that particular course. Teachers will also have the ability to put daily announcements and things like that. This would be a place where some teachers might put a video on mindfulness or something like that for a social emotional learning connection for students. That would also be a place for, in a classroom where we would typically have like a morning meeting type discussion with our students, they might put some information